Welcome to part 2 of our exploration of the human energy system. In part 1, we laid the foundation by understanding this system as an energetic architecture that gives rise to third-dimensional life on this planet. We traced how consciousness organizes itself into a toroidal field around the body, forming the central channel and the energy centers, or chakras, as toroidal vortices aligned along that axis. We looked at how each center corresponds to specific organs and systems, with the endocrine system mirroring the chakra system, and how the aura forms the outermost expression of this field, your living interface with reality. We also talked about the 𝗤𝗏𝗀 as the bridge between the physical mind and the higher mind. And we explored how we move from pure consciousness into the crystallization of a physical body through the creation of this entire energetic structure. Today, we get practical and we move from understanding to experience. You learn how to consciously sense your energy centers, how to work with them directly, and in the next video, how to both sense and stabilize the toroidal field that flows throughout and around your body. But knowledge alone is not transformation. You can listen to podcasts, videos, and teachings all day. There's a profound difference between understanding the energy system and experientially feeling it come alive within you. Today, we move from theory into practice. Let's begin with the 7 energy centers of the body. To briefly recap, the toroidal flow serves as the energetic framework of the body, and within the central channel of this framework, each energy center is formed and activated. As the toroidal flow establishes itself, energy begins to coalesce at specific points along the central channel, guided by complex geometric patterns within the flow. These geometric patterns emerge from the blueprint or template that your higher mind created for your physical life here on Earth, setting the foundation for the organization and activation of each energy center. The geometric patterns ensure that the energy centers are aligned with both the themes of the blueprint and the greater flow of source consciousness. The energy centers also anchor the blueprint into the body, guiding you to stay on track to explore the themes you chose to experience in this lifetime. In essence, the geometry of each center ensures that it is harmoniously integrated into the overall energy system. This geometry determines how and where each energy center is positioned within the central channel. Every energy center is itself a toroidal flow, a microcosm of the toroidal flow of the body, which is itself a microcosm of the Earth's planetary toroidal field. Energy centers are created in a sequence that aligns with the body's energetic needs and developmental stages. This begins with the root chakra at the base of the spine and progresses upward to the crown chakra at the top of the head. The full activation sequence can vary based on individual spiritual development and energetic alignment of the body's field with the field of source consciousness. Each energy center emits a specific frequency that determines its characteristics and role within the human energy system. This frequency radiates outward, forming the aura and connecting the physical body to the greater auric field, facilitating the flow of energy between the two. This biofield reflects the state of our physical, emotional, and spiritual health, acting as a type of protective and communicative layer around the body. The first and the seventh energy centers have a vertically oriented toroidal field, aligned with the central channel of the body, just like the larger toroidal field that surrounds you. The 5 energy centers between them are oriented horizontally, with their central channels extending forward and behind the body, rather than up and down. It's not necessary for you to consciously feel these toroidal flows right away, but over time, they may become clear to you. In traditional chakra healing practices, the focus is often on visualizing specific chakras as spinning wheels of light, using specific colors, sounds, foods, and physical activities such as yoga poses to balance and clear them. These methods aim to align the chakras with their natural frequencies. The goal is to clear a chakra with the intent of supporting physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. We'll be doing something very different. Instead of taking physical action, visualizing a specific outcome, requesting a chakra to heal, focusing on individual characteristics of each chakra, or directing the process with the analytical mind, we're going to connect to the central core of each energy center and restore its connection to source consciousness, the energy that originally created it. What this does is initiate the stabilization and harmonization of the energy centers, returning them to their original state of wholeness. The reason we take this approach is so that we remove the analytical mind, which is a constraint, and heal the entire system as a whole. Remember what we talked about in part 1. We do not focus on healing individual pieces of the energy system. We always focus holistically on bringing the entire system back to balance. Working on individual pieces is a fragmented approach that rarely resolves underlying tones of imbalance. This method I'm about to teach you prepares you for the direct experience of oneness and interconnectedness, often leading to profound spiritual insights, experiences, and healing, sometimes spontaneously. Because when we restore circulation to the energy centers and the toroidal flow, this automatically creates a powerful field that triggers the natural healing processes of the body by opening and aligning your energy with greater field rhythms. Before we begin, I'd like to recommend that you use a blackout mask like this one. When you put it on, it should block out all light, even when your eyes are open. Aim for one with soft, thick padding like this, so you can have your eyes either open or closed and still be in complete darkness. If you have a room with no access to light at all, such as a closet, then you can use that instead. When tuning into your energy centers, removing all light is important because light itself is a distraction that anchors you into this third-dimensional space. In darkness, you begin to turn your awareness inward. Now, there are 7 major energy centers in the body, shown on the screen. We're going to begin with the first energy center, the root, and work upward to the 7th energy center, the crown. Don't focus on the color. We're tuning into the primordial flow before it crystallizes into light and color. It's also not important that you know their exact locations, only the general area. Your intention and awareness will naturally tune into them. With very little practice, you'll begin to sense them automatically. Be either seated or standing, with your spine straight but not rigid. Tuck your pelvis in slightly, gently raise your shoulders and roll them down your back, drawing your chin in just a touch. When you do this, you'll find your spine naturally aligns with its central axis. I like to stand, but do whatever feels comfortable for you. If at any time you feel tired while standing, have a stool behind you so you can sit while keeping your posture vertical. Your breath should be slow, deep, and quiet, with a slight pause at the top of the inhale and at the bottom of the exhale. Keep your mouth closed, breathing in and out through your nose. If you prefer to exhale through your mouth, that's okay. The key is to breathe very quietly, so quietly that it sounds like you're not breathing at all. This alone is a powerful signal to the entire physical system to quiet down and focus inward, tuning you into subtle rhythms you might otherwise miss. One last thing. Feel free to use your hands during the exercise to both radiate the energy outward and draw it back in. As we mentioned in part 1, each palm contains a powerful energy center known as 𝗤𝗲𝘀𝘁𝗿 or pericardium 8. These centers act as amplifiers and directors of energy. I use my hands in energy work all the time. So pause this video if you need a moment to get yourself set up. And all right, let's begin. Bring your attention and your awareness to the first energy center, the root chakra, located at the base of your spine at the bottom of the trunk of your body. Let your awareness be naturally drawn to this center. You'll begin to sense what feels like an empty space within your body. Give yourself a moment to sense this, not with your mind, not looking for any sensation or feeling, but simply opening up to allow any sensations to be received through your awareness. For some, it may feel like a sense of infinite space. For others, an openness. Once you sense this space, bring your awareness to the very center of it. As you find its center, you become aware that the center seems to go on and on, the deeper into the center you go. Keep focusing on this center as you get closer and closer to the center of the center of the center of this space. When your awareness begins to merge with the absolute center, something happens. The infinite energy in that center explodes outwards in every direction, radiating out of your body, out of the room, the city, the state, the planet, out into infinity, merging into the infinite field of source consciousness. Sense the merging, the infusing, the energy from your root chakra becomes one with source consciousness. Then at the moment of complete merging, the energy then reverses like a powerful magnet, and the energy of source consciousness is drawn back to the center of the center of the center of your root chakra. And again, once the energy fully merges with the absolute center, it radiates powerfully back out to merge with source consciousness. Let the energy continue in this dynamic pulse, pulled back into the center and radiating out. And after several cycles, you'll begin to notice that it will naturally quieten down to a rhythmic pulse that radiates several inches out of your root, like a heartbeat finding its natural cadence. Now, as you work with your energy centers, what you may find is that your eyes, whether open or closed in the darkness, may begin to sense the energy flow itself, and you may find yourself looking at subtle energy moving in front of your eyes. What you're seeing is the energy of your chakra through the sight of your third eye, opening you up to not only sense, but to see the movement of the energy before you. When this first began happening to me, I saw waves of darkness slowly moving outward. At first, I thought they were simply curving outwards, but then after doing the exercise several times, the image became clearer and I could feel it curving outwards and then returning back like one side of a toroidal flow. Other times, lava flows of energy would move in different directions. And sometimes I felt like I was in a sea of slow-moving lava waves of energy. This may or may not happen to you, but variations of this are very commonly experienced by my clients. Passively observe whatever comes up. And now, move on to the second energy center, the sacral chakra. Bring your attention and awareness to your lower abdomen. Again, don't worry about the exact location. Simply open your awareness to sense openness, spaciousness, an empty space that has an infinite sensibility about it. Feel your attention drawn to the center of that space, to the center of the center, moving inwards. When you connect with the absolute center, feel the burst of energy radiating out into infinity, radiating and merging, becoming one with source consciousness. And at the moment of that merging, feel the energy reverse, magnetized back to the center of the center of the center of your sacral chakra. Once the energy fully merges with the absolute center, it reverses, radiating powerfully back out to merge with source consciousness. And again, let the energy flow for several cycles as it quietens down to a rhythmic pulse that radiates several inches out of your sacral center. Resist any urge to control or analyze. Just passively observe and take note of any sensations you either see or feel. Let's move to the third energy center, your solar plexus. Bring your attention and awareness to the upper part of your abdomen, below your diaphragm and behind your stomach. Feel for that infinite, empty space that seems so small and yet so vast at the same time. Feel your attention drawn to the very center of that space, to the center of the center, moving inwards. And when your awareness reaches that absolute center, feel the energy burst out, radiating out into infinity, out, and merging into source consciousness. And at the moment the energy is fully merged, the flow reverses, powerfully magnetized back to the center of the center of the center of your solar plexus. Once the energy returns to the absolute center, it reverses, radiating powerfully back out again to merge with source consciousness. Let the flow continue for several more cycles. It may be 1, it may be 3, as it quietens down to a beautiful rhythmic pulse, radiating several inches out of your solar plexus. Observe how it feels and what you sense. Now, take a moment to become aware of your first energy center, the root chakra, quietly pulsing. And the second, the sacral chakra, quietly pulsing. And now the third, the solar plexus, all three pulsating in a harmonic resonance. Let's move to the fourth energy center, the heart. Bring your attention and awareness to the center of your chest. And again, feel for that infinite, empty space, so vast, so open. Feel your attention drawn to the very center of that space, to the center of the center, drawn inwards into the center. When you feel your awareness reaching that absolute center, feel the energy burst out in all directions, radiating out into infinity, and sense it merging with source consciousness. At that moment of merging, like a magnet, the flow reverses, drawn back to the center of the center of the center of your heart chakra. Feel the energy reach the center of that center, and then again reversing, radiating powerfully back out again, merging with source consciousness. Allow the flow to continue for as long as it needs, until it quietens down to a rhythmic pulse, radiating several inches out of your heart chakra. Notice how it feels and what you sense. Does it differ from how the other energy centers felt? And now, the fifth energy center, the throat. Bring your attention and awareness to the center of your neck, just above your collarbone. Sense that infinite, empty space within your neck, and feel your attention drawn to the very center of that space, moving inward to the center of the center. When your awareness reaches the absolute center, feel the energy activate and burst out beyond your body in all directions, radiating out into infinity. As it radiates out, sense it merging with source consciousness. And as it fully merges, the flow reverses, drawn powerfully back to the center of the center of the center of your throat chakra. Feel the energy drawn into the center of the center, and at the moment of merging, reverse out, radiating back out again to merge with source consciousness. Observe this flow. Let it continue for as long as it needs until it quietens down and becomes a rhythmic pulse, radiating several inches out of your throat. Take a moment to open up to how this pulse feels, to any sensations, vibrations, tones, or anything else that may surface. Let's move to the sixth energy center, the third eye. Bring your attention and awareness behind your eyebrows toward the upper part of your head and feel for that spaciousness, that infinite empty space. Guide your attention to the very center of that space, to the center of the center, moving inwards. This one may feel a little different, and you may feel varying sensations or an intensity that distracts you from the center. Feel free to use your hands, reaching out and pulling your awareness towards the center. And when your awareness reaches the absolute center, feel the energy burst out, radiating out into infinity, out and merging into source consciousness. When you sense the energy is fully merged, feel the flow reverse, magnetized back to the center of the center of the center of your third eye. Once again, as the energy returns to the absolute center, it reverses, radiating powerfully back out again to merge with source consciousness. Let the energy continue as it naturally quietens down to that beautiful rhythmic pulse, radiating several inches out of your third eye. And take a moment to observe any sensations, any tones in your ears, pressure or vibrations, any light, a color or patterns emerging. A purple vortex spinning. And now, the seventh and final energy center, the crown. Bring your attention and awareness to the top of your head and open up to feel for that infinite empty space. Sense the very center of that space and move your awareness to the center of the center, moving inwards. And as you connect with the center, feel the activation as the energy bursts out, radiating out into infinity, out and merging with source consciousness. And at the moment of merging, feel the flow reverse, magnetized back to the center of the center of the center of your crown energy center. And as the energy reaches the absolute center, it reverses again, radiating powerfully back out to merge with source consciousness. Let the cycles continue as the energy naturally quietens down to that beautiful rhythmic pulse, radiating several inches out of your crown. Take a moment to become aware of any sensations you may feel or sense. Now, take a moment to bring your awareness to all 7 energy centers. Your first energy center, the root, quietly pulsating. And the second, sacral, quietly pulsating. The third, the solar plexus. And the fourth, the heart. And the fifth, the throat. And the sixth, the third eye. And then the seventh, the crown. Each energy center quietly pulsating in a harmonic resonance. This resonance is a triadic cosmic symphony of your individuated consciousness, the planetary rhythm, and the field of source consciousness. It restores the blueprint of each center back to its original state of resonance, of wholeness. Now take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And bring your awareness back to your physical body and to the room or space you're in. All right, this exercise is your homework. Every day, set aside the time you'll need to tune into each energy center, exactly as we've just done. You'll find that with just a bit of practice, the entire exercise becomes much shorter, to the point that by simply bringing your awareness to each center, energy draws in and they instantly activate, becoming a rhythmic pulse. And then will become a continual background awareness of each energy center pulsating within you. But for at least 30 days, I want you to radiate that energy out into infinity and back at least once per energy center while observing what you feel and what you see. You are learning a new skill, not only how to both perceive and feel the energy of your entire energy structure, but also how to sense its connection to the greater field of source consciousness. I'm teaching you to become highly sensitive to subtle energies. At the end of each exercise, journal not only what you experienced during the exercise, but also any sensations and experiences you may have at other times throughout the day, especially when you close your eyes to go to sleep at night. Working with your energy field is like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. And this muscle is very, very special. It will awaken things within you that you never dreamed existed. But you must practice. Make a commitment to yourself right now and honor that commitment. My question to the architect. In light of the practice I've just shared, could you please tell me exactly what impact practicing this exercise daily will have on the human body? And here is the sharing. Beloved, this practice involves a dynamic interplay between inward and outward movements of energy and consciousness, which can lead to significant transformations. When you focus your awareness inward to the center of each energy center, you engage in what is known as 0-point centering. This inward movement allows you to touch the divine core of the energy center, activating it profoundly. Once activated, the energy center naturally reverses direction, radiating outward with a much stronger awakened power. This outward expansion creates a radiant sphere of energy around the center, akin to a radiant sun, which is often depicted in spiritual traditions as the aura of an awakened being. This practice not only activates each individual energy center, but also integrates them into a coherent system. By moving through both inward and outward phases, you create a balanced activation that aligns with sacred geometric principles. This alignment enhances the coherence and order of the human energy field, allowing for a more harmonious interaction with the greater field of consciousness. Continued daily practice expands the ability to perceive a much greater spectrum of subtle energies, opening the body to a heightened sense of connection to the greater field. This connection may lead to spontaneous healing and spiritual insights as your energy system reorganizes and restructures. With continued practice, the activation process becomes more effortless and powerful over time. Overall, this daily practice supports the restoration of the energy structure to its original state of coherence and unity, promoting physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It aligns individual essence with the universal rhythms, fostering a deeper sense of interconnectedness and oneness with the field. All right. In the next video, we'll move beyond the individual energy centers and into the toroidal flow itself, tuning into the living current that moves through and around your body. You'll feel how this circulating field and the energy centers within it begin to change the frequency of your entire being as your energy system reorganizes at a fundamental level. You'll start to notice that everything in your life begins to shift to reflect this higher frequency state back to you. So get ready. Once the shift begins, it doesn't politely ask for permission. When higher frequencies stabilize, life often changes dramatically, and there's no returning to who you were. And with that, we'll bring this to a close. Questions or comments are always welcome. I read them all. I've also left a question in the pinned comment for any insights that you'd like to offer. If you like the sharing and you'd like to hear more, please hit the like button. This helps me know if you're inspired by my teachings. And if you'd like to hear part 3 of this video series or more insights, tap the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released. Thank you so much for listening and for being part of this beautiful community where we learn to consciously merge our energy centers with source consciousness, restoring them to wholeness, order, and coherence. Superhuman made simple with the architect.